The Let's Be Buds show is for adults 21 plus only. Content is for education and entertainment. We don't sell or promote cannabis. Please follow your local laws and consume responsibly. Opinions are our own. Keep all products away from children and pets.
Oh yeah. And please, no dickheads. We ask that you respect our no dickheads policy. If you are a dickhead or thinking of being a dickhead today, please be a dickhead somewhere else.
Are you ready?
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome. Joined as always by our producer Dave, keeping this train on the tracks, and Josh sharing his ecosystem with us. Miranda may or may not be joining us. She's challenged with her internet. Welcome all of you early birds. We'll be doing the draw any minute now, and tonight we'll be having a duck race. So Dirk will be joining us in the latter part of the second hour. So we've got a great one for you tonight. Dennis from APSU will be joining us. He was supposed to be with us last week, but we had a bit of a hiccup, so he's agreed to come back this week. Catnip is our herbal remedy of the week. And yeah, so there you go. Yeah. Good to see everybody in there. Kimberly, how are you? Mr. Shadu, it's a new name. Congratulations.
Just got put in. Tonight's the last spot. So,
and okay, now for the benefit of people that aren't aware of what's going on here, so once a month we do a giveaway for a 32-ounce bottle of Lost Coast Plant Therapy and some really cool merch. And we do that every week. We'll pick a name to go into the draw, and we do the draw monthly. So on the first, normally on the first Wednesday of the month, we'll do the draw. We had again another hiccup last week, so we're doing the draw this week. Yeah, like I said, we got a great one for you tonight. So without any further ado, let's welcome Dennis to the show.
Dennis knows the rhythm of the earth. It speaks in waves. Veterans and garden hands reaching out across the graves. Soil is the canvas where history intertwines. Each grid and clump tells tales of futures redesigned. Innovators bloom in colors unseen, matchless and bright. Together we weave dreams in the soil we harness life. Healthy soil, healthy food, a community reborn. From gardens to hearts, watch the promise transform. Dennis leads the way, a vision crystal clear, rebuilding soil, building hope for all who hold it dear.
Hey everybody.
I love that. Hey Dennis, good to see you. Dennis, before we start the show, you were supposed to be here last week. God damn it, what happened? Share with us what the hell was going on with you.
I had a soil delivery in the country and got stuck in a field. So it spent about 12 hours. We had to unload the truck to another truck, get it unstuck, reload the truck, and then finish work. Yeah, it was a long day.
Yeah, I think you said it was like a 4 a.m. before you got out of there. Yeah, that's quite the challenge.
Yeah.
So now, by way of introduction, I was going to get Dennis to introduce himself. But if you go back 2 shows, that would be the best way to get to know Dennis. He is the founder of APSU Soil, and we're just taking it another step further tonight. Dennis has worked out a formula for watering and feeding. And Dennis, I'd just like to pass the reins over to you and let you tell us all about it.
Sure. Well, I asked in the chat what the minimum amount of soil you would need to finish a plant start to finish with no extra amendments and nutrition. And there were, I think, 1 or 2 answers between 3 and 5 gallons, I think. And I think traditionally we go 7, and a lot of people think the bigger the better. You go up to a 15-gallon, maybe even a whole bed, right? And then all of a sudden you can companion plants, and you can get different root exudates, and that can impact your microbe colonies and what you can sustain. And that might impact your flavor and health and maybe your Brix level, et cetera, et cetera. And traditionally, we think that the larger the pot, the better. And there's a couple of caveats to that. A lot of things I'm going to say tonight are going to sound very controversial, and they're not. They're very sound and based in science. But they're contradictory to an industry that's trying to profiteer off of each and every one of us. And because the masses are repeating talking points that were created by corporate entities, my message might get lost. And so I want you to have an open mind, because like if you were to see somebody walk up to a store that might be closed, you might speak up and say, hey, that store's closed, so they don't waste their time, right? And if you see somebody in danger, you're running from a bear, and you pass somebody, you're probably going to tell them, hey, there's a bear on the way, so they didn't get mauled. And this is one of those moments where I'm trying to tell you there's a better way, and you can join me or not, but I want to propose a couple ideas. And number one is, first, we should probably talk about the evolution of soil, right? Because when you put soil in place and you start the microbe process, it starts to change. From the instant you put water on it, that composition and everything in it is cycling. And it's a cycle you can't stop. You can slow it down with your environment, but you can't really stop it. And so nature has a natural course. The whole goal of nature is to inevitably make it to a bog setting. So we have deserts, right? We start with deserts. That would be the least nutrient dense, we assume, because it's a desert. It's a whole bunch of rocks, but there's obviously nutrients because things grow there. They're just not the same nutrients we use for cannabis per se, right? And so what you notice is when I drew this out, but I'm going to just read from this, okay? So you start with deserts, and that's where you start pioneer plants, and that's the nutrients and the composition and the water retention, right? And everything is geared for pioneer plants. So as long as you add water to that desert, you will create a space where pioneer plants will succeed. And with enough time, that those mounds of pioneer plants in the desert will turn into rolling grasslands and plains. And then when you look at the soil, it doesn't look like a desert anymore, because those pioneer plants grew, obviously extracted the nutrients, and then they decomposed and added humus and nutrients to that area. And so this constant process is never ending and changes all over Earth. Just like the pyramids used to be a jungle and they're a desert now. And just like here used to be an ocean and now it's a jungle. And so no matter where you go on Earth, this process never changes. And the thing that happens after the plains and the grasslands is forests, obviously, we know that. And the thing after forest is jungles. And the thing we need to remember is when we start getting into the jungles, that's where it becomes nutrient poor again. So it's almost like there's a scale, and in the middle of the scale between bogs and deserts, you're not going to be able to see it, I don't think. But in the middle of this scale is where weeds belong. And so you never really want to veer off the middle. That's where weed thrives. The weeds are pre-forest, rolling plains type of plants. They need a lot of sun. They need a lot of moisture. All right. They need a lot of humus, right? All of that stuff adds to a cat exchange capacity that can only be found in that environment. And when you take that plant out of the environment and put it maybe into a forest soil or a desert soil, it doesn't thrive. It might turn lime green because it doesn't have the capacity to sustain the microbes that you need to feed the plant. And so what I'm saying is when you go to a larger pot and a larger setting that's you use for multiple grows, you have to understand that your consistency and your quality is going to fluctuate. And you're going to have to continuously chase a dragon. And you're going to be basically chasing this thing, going left and right, up and down, adding stuff, trying to take stuff out, trying to reamend and add stuff for cannabis, because cannabis is drawing from that soil a lot faster than that soil can provide, which means that it has to spread out. And it starts to take stuff from different areas. And so does it need to do that? That's the question, is do we need large flower beds that take 2 yards of soil each, which would be thousands of dollars, right? And so if you could display the 2024, the 180609 photo right now. And so you can grow in beds and they will be good for 6 to 7 years, but towards the end of that time, right, eventually you're gonna have to reset the bed. It's not gonna stay good for 20 plus years. You're gonna have to eventually either add stuff in or till stuff in. And so this is an example of a good living soil bed with cover crops and stuff. So here's an example that we've done it, and you can do this. But I'm telling you, this is a huge waste of money for most people, even commercial operations, because you can concentrate everything this plant needs in about 3 gallons, right? And so one thing to consider is you don't want your plants to have, you don't want old plants. You don't want to flower old plants, which means you don't necessarily want to veg plants as long as they veg in nature. And something else to consider is you don't want to veg any longer than nature, because this plant has a pretty specific timeline. And so if you start messing with this timeline, you're starting to create imbalances, and that's where you get branches that are too heavy or things like that. It doesn't seem right. So when you flower plants earlier, they're healthier. And that's going to create a very poor environment for pests to come, because their glucose is going to be really high. And when their glucose is high, it's almost like having a natural systemic. And so the goal is to get these plants to flower as fast as possible indoors. And even outdoors too. You really want to finish well before you reach November. You want to be probably cutting down end of September, early October, ideally. And so even in nature, you don't want to stretch these plants out for too long. And so with all those things considered, if your lifespan is 4 to 6 months, right, pushed in a tent or indoors, then what's the point of a 15-gallon? You know what? Why not have 2 7-gallons? That would be the same, right? And then you have 2 plants, or break it down to 4 3-gallons. And now instead of having to reuse that soil, that whole pot's going to turn to essentially root, and convert itself. And as we know, there's no more efficient way than to get the roots or get the nutrients straight into the soil versus send it to a processing facility, bottle it, you ship it, store it, ship it, use it, et cetera, et cetera. That's every step is 10 to 20% that the person that did it is taking. So you're talking about an extra 125%, 225% the original price you're talking about when you start using all these synthetics that need all this processing. So of course, super soils and built soils are going to be more expensive on the forefront. But if you break down 3 gallons of soil, that's like $25, $27. And you can grow 8 ounces with $27 of nutrients and your medium. And so when you start breaking, and that's literally retail price at Walmart, shipped 2-day, like 2-day shipping. If you got wholesale, like commercially, you cut that in half. And so now you're in the realm of competing with Athena, but you're producing way more. And so my call tonight is to say, maybe reconsider your soil structure, because if maybe an inefficient soil mix actually requires more soil and holds less nutrients. And if you could just flip it and you had an efficient soil mix with the correct nutrients for what you're trying to grow, maybe you could use a lot less of it. And why is every soil on the market inefficient? Well, they put filler in because of shipping. They got to ship it, and it's cheaper to ship. And all the soil companies out there, with the exception of, I think the Dominion mix from Build-A-Soil, I think that's the only one that's cooked. Everything else is a mix and bag, and that's why you can't put any type of clones or seeds in it, because it hasn't reached any type of equilibrium. And so if you could put up that one picture that I was sharing with the clones, because I don't have that one.
Dennis,
not that one.
Excuse me. Dennis, I don't want to interrupt your flow. Do we want to collect our questions for the end, or do you want us to interrupt you? Or
I'm almost finished with this part, and then we can go to the growing part. Okay. So
I don't see the one with the clones, Dennis.
It was in the Instagram chat.
Oh, all right. Let me look here.
So while you're looking for that, we can discuss synthetic growing. So synthetic growing is proved that you really don't need a massive root ball or root structure to grow massive plants. And so if you can really concentrate that nutrition into a smaller amount of soil, that's going to be utilizing way less resources, like finite resources. And so here's some clones. So this is a huge deal, I think, because you don't need clone plugs. And when you use clone plugs, it holds a different moisture than the rest of your soil. And that's really easy to create rot around the stem and also other issues. And you're also that part of the stem is where the most amount of nutrients get absorbed. That's the heart of the plant. And you really don't want a jacket around it. So ideally, you want to be putting your clone into your final medium. And so with super soil, you absolutely can clone in this, and it's just as fast, if not faster, than any other method. And you don't need anything. And so commercially, this is awesome because they don't have to buy these big bags of clone plugs, and they can just stuff the soil in. By the time these things root, you just pull it out and plant it into your new soil. And all you do is you chase those roots until the final home. And so if you could put up let me share it real quick.
That is cool, man. That is, and you know that mesh that goes around those things, they never disintegrate. They last longer than fucking plastic. Maybe it is plastic.
Oh yeah, even the root riots or the what are they called? I got the organic plugs. They don't. Yeah, they don't break down.
Yeah, but
Okay.
now you had another picture, Dennis. You had another
Show the
picture.
root.
You
So-
were
Go ahead.
No, well, you were holding one of the clones up, and I honestly don't know where I saw the picture, but I don't know where I saw it. You were holding it. You obviously you pulled it out of that thing, and you could see all the roots going up and down.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that was a user that was
Oh, maybe it was on your Instagram. I bet
Yeah,
you
it's on the
that's right. Yeah,
But either way,
yeah,
so
yeah,
this
yeah.
picture right here is obviously what your pot should look like, right? All your roots should be looking like this. And so as it fills out the outside, it's going to go inside. And so if you're close to like flipping the flower, you don't need much more than this. You really can finish when it looks like this. And so the goal is to match the nutrition depletion with the plant's needs. So if the plant's eating at the same rate it's depleting the soil, then you're not going to have any soil left to recharge. And that's the goal of a good soil that's teamed up with the correct plant. And so when you team up the soil with the biome, the plant's biome, it all makes sense. So now we're going to, I think, with all that said, we can definitely go over the document, but that's why you should, this should matter, is because what we're trying to do is to cut your costs. We don't want you to spend any more and that you have to. And I also don't want any more resources being used, like, or wasted, I should say, not used. I want us to use resources, but we have so many, we're running out of so many resources, and it's just a cash grab for most people. And most people are just, the number one thing that us growers have, I guess, the number one thing that we have a problem with is watering. We don't really know how much water is in the pot. And with this chart, this pretty much solves it all. So any new grower, this is a standardized way that we can just add the right amount of water. There's zero runoff, which means no nutrition's going anywhere, not leaving the pot. And you continuously keep it moist, and the cation exchange capacity, the cation exchange principle will carry the rest of the way. And so that's the goal, is you keep the mouth open. And the only way to keep the mouth open is to keep it a consistent moisture 24/7. And so this guide is pretty much talking about that. And it goes from 2 quarts to 15 gallon, because anything bigger than that, you should really be in a bed. And 15 gallon, I have no problem with people vegging extra long. It's all up to your constraints and the laws in your area and what you need to do. And I'm not saying don't do 15 gallons, but I'm saying that 15 gallon plant should be like 15 feet tall. That's what I am saying, if you're going to be doing it. And so do you want to put up a picture of me standing next to that plant actually, let's scroll. Let's go back and scroll to the second page. So this is a really cool, this on the second page, we talk about, are you going to pull it up?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So your container sizing, this is super important, because you don't want to be in a larger container than you need, for several reasons, right? Because the water is going to pool at the bottom, and all your roots are going to be mostly at the top. And so what you want to do is you want to match your container size perfectly with your plant. You don't want to be lazy about it. It doesn't slow your plant down to do the transplant at the correct time, right? And you will know exactly, with this soil, you'll know the exact time to transplant, because the plant's going to tell you. It's going to start drying out faster than every 24 hours. And when you have to water more than once a day, then you know that you have more roots in there, and you got to go to a bigger container. You don't have to look at them and guess. And so this is soil, and the recipe is super consistent. And so the only thing that I'll say about drybacks is the drybacks are important to simulate nature, but you don't want any drybacks past that. And so when I say simulate nature, I mean when the seed is first sprouted, you do have a couple day intervals in spring where it does dry out for a little bit in the immediate region where those roots are, and that forces, it's part of nature, so it forces those roots to spread out, and that's perfectly good. It actually helps our soil in the clone phase. But after that, after you're out of a solo cup and you've got some roots, you don't need to do any more drybacks after that. It's detrimental. And so so that's pretty much it. And then the environmental note, the only thing I'll say about that is the lower your temperature and the less your light is, the less photosynthesis and the less root exudates are required, which means a less, that exudate signal is powered by the electrical signal from the light. So the less light you have, the less you're telling your microbes you need. So it's nature's perfect. It really is, because what that does is it keeps plants from getting too big, right? You're going to have deficient, too big, lanky plants like that. And so what it does is just slows everything down, and for its environment. And so the plant, that's what the plant wants to do. And so you have to maintain about 85 degrees, and you can taper down to 75-ish and flower and stuff, but you really got to maintain the temperature, not for the plant, but for the soil. The soil is the most important part of this. Everything else is just a symptom of it. And so that's the main gist of this. And so this is on the QR code on the bag. It's also on the website, and I think it's in our Instagram highlight reel. But every single person using APSU, I encourage you to try this before you do anything else and see if it is better or worse, right? Try to prove me wrong. And so that's that. Let's pull up that one big plant and we can talk about that in like an actual real life example. So this plant was taken about this day 2 years ago. So it still had it still grew another 5 feet or so. And this plant harvested about 4 pounds dry.
Wow.
And,
did you plant from a clone or seed, or?
This one is this is a Neville's Northern Lights number 5 crossed with Hayes, and it's Neville's cross. And I planted it from seed. But the main takeaway here is that the soil here is reconstructed like it would be plains, like the plains or rolling hills. And it's not too compact, and it's pretty nutrient dense, right? And the way I created it was I created mounds, and I grew on those mounds I grew the mounds out hugelkultur style for a while. And now there are beds. And so this is a real life example of how cannabis can thrive if you give it the correct environment, like the one it has in nature. So now we can talk about literally anything from genetics to whatever, like growing tips. We can talk about stock splitting. That's some of my cannabis. It made it to Switzerland. So my cannabis is, well, DC is a very unique city because back when I-71 existed, anybody could come here and buy weed from anywhere. And so people would travel from all over the world and shop in DC. And some of those people even got to shop with me, and my weed has literally made it everywhere. And so here's my jar in Switzerland. And so just there you go.
Cool. Very cool. Dennis, well, I got a couple of questions, but more importantly, all you folks in chat, if you've got any questions, please post them, and we'll do our best to answer them. And Dave, I believe we had some questions for Dennis the last time he was here. Do you think you can find those, and we can bring those up.
Yeah, let me see if I can locate it.
In the meantime, I've got a couple of quick questions. What's your opinion on, like, I know when you talk about containers and so on the air prune type of pots, and that would really affect your scheduling quite a bit, I would think. But
No, actually, those are really, so the scheduling is going to be totally on the weight. So some days you're going to have a hotter environment. Let's say like that the heat is beating down on your house and your AC can't keep up and you've gone up 5 degrees. Well, guess what? Your grow tent went up 5 degrees. You evaporated way more water. The key is to never go down to the minimum weight for your container. As long as you maintain that minimum weight, between the minimum weight and the maximum weight on that chart, you will always be perfect, no matter the temperature or anything else. It's going to always be structured correctly. And so with the air pots, I like them because they're great for beginners, right? They're specifically the grassroots pots with the nylon, or not the nylon, but that plastic on the side for the top half makes it pretty impossible to have water pool up in the bottom of the pot, which is one of the biggest problems. Is people don't pay attention and they put an extra pound in, which would be an extra 2 cups. And so when that happens, those air pots work really great to even things out because the whole bottom is porous. And but do I think they offer a huge advantage? Only for beginners. Yeah, sometimes the plastic can be tricky. So.
But okay, so I guess we're not going to dispute that air pots have a tendency to develop a lot more roots. And when they say more roots, more fruits, would you not think that maybe you'd want to use them all the time?
I wouldn't agree that air pots would make more roots. I think oxygen mainly comes from your water source. So as long as you're watering at least once a day, you're introducing fresh oxygen for those microbes. And just like anybody, like having too much oxygen isn't really, like, there's diminishing returns. And so they only need what they need. And so I would say that the air pots are more of a band-aid for improperly structured soil and maybe people that might not know how to water properly. Because in this pot, every time I water, I'm adding oxygen to it. And so as long as I water daily, there's oxygen. And so I haven't seen any benefit, any bigger roots. In fact, sometimes when the roots hit the end of hit the pot, they stop producing, right? And that's cool, but like you could have a really awesome vein and now it doesn't want to go anywhere. And sometimes you want bigger veins. You know, when I say veins, I mean like bigger, like the bigger roots, right? And then the roots that come off of those, when we see those giant roots, like, we want bigger ones sometimes. And those air pots, and theoretically, and when I take the plants out of the pot, like I used to use air pots religiously and for over 10 years. And every time I did it, I always noticed that the roots were always thinner than in a plastic pot. So maybe there were more roots, but they were more thinner and veiny versus big, thick, wraparound, like anaconda style. And so I think the benefit of plastic is that you can retain your moisture a lot easier in hotter environments. And that makes a lot more sense for people that have to go to work every day, because you're not going to be able to get back to your plants. So with the scale that I provided, right, with that table, there's no way to overwater. You're never going to put too much water in. As long as you hit the min and max, it's never going to be an issue. And so you will never need an air pot. right? Because you're never going to be in a situation where you put too much in because well, you weighed it and you added the appropriate amount of water. And keep in mind, I didn't mention this earlier, 1 pound is always 2 cups, always. So if let's say you put it on a scale and it's 9.5 pounds and it's got to be 11.5 pounds, that's only 4 cups. And so now you know that all you got to add to this pot is that 4 cups. You don't have to take a wand out. You don't got to do anything. You don't got to come back around 3 times. All you got to do is give that 4 cups out and then come back tomorrow and check. It's that simple. You don't got to do anything else. There's nothing. As long as you do that, you're going to grow better than most everybody.
Dave, could you please bring that chart up again? I wanted to ask something about that. But also,
unfortunately, I cannot ask those questions from last week because they're not starred. Once you go from one live to the next, they don't save them. So.
Okay.
But
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. I do want to ask you about Sea of Green as well, but since we've already got this up here, you kind of, I don't know if you skimmed over it, but when you explained it to me the other night, like at first you might look at it and go, oh boy, there's a lot of numbers, there's something more to learn. It looks a little overwhelming, but it really, take us through, just take us through, for example, when your watering regime, like you go in and the first thing you're going to do is grab a pot and pick it up and judge the, at first, maybe you're going to measure, you're going to actually have a scale out there, but then eventually you're going to be able to grab it and go, okay, well, that's weighs this. Yeah. Anyway,
exactly.
Go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. So this chart can seem overwhelming, but all this is training wheels, right? A lot of us don't know definitively exactly the correct amount to always put in. And I created this soil, and now I'm telling you this is exactly the amount that you need to use. So there's no guesswork. And the thing is you don't need a scale forever. You're going to get really good at judging the weight of these pots. And the cool thing is you're not going to need huge 15-gallon pots because you just don't need that much soil. So it's going to be really easy. It's a lot easier than you think to weigh. Like you're talking about picking up 15 to 20 pounds pretty much, and so everybody can do that. You just got to take a postal scale out there and you're going to realize that it's super consistent and you're going to watch this daily. You're going to say, oh, it lost 1.5 pounds today. Tomorrow lost 1.6 and it's creeping to that minimum daily. And you can almost predict when you're going to need to transplant. Right? The correct time, not when you think or you see signs or whatever. You're going to know exactly the time where you're not going to slow any process down and no roots are going to bind up or anything like that. So that's the key. I want to answer Jay Patrick's question. He asked, what do I think about SIP systems and automated watering? And I generally don't like feeding from the bottom. All the microbes, most of the microbes that are firing off are going to be in the top 6 to 7 inches of that soil. And so you really want to keep that soil really evenly moist all the way to the bottom. Gravity is going to pull it down naturally. And SIP systems are great, but when you start realizing how simple it is just to add a cup a day or 2 cups a day, you're going to think that that's a waste of money. You're going to say, why did I spend $300 or $200 or whatever? In fact, the commercial grows that I help, they always want to do automated watering and they never continue to do it after several months. So it's much simpler just to add the appropriate amount of water. And because the problem with automated systems is each one of those pots is going to get a different amount of water according to the pressure in the line. And there's no way to even out the pressure. Even if you have distribution blocks, it's still hard to even out and have consistency in every single pot. And with this chart, you can literally get it to the ounce. And so they asked me, with the weight, am I accounting for the plant? And yes, if you think about it, the plant is is forming from the soil, and it also holds moisture too, just like soil. And so as long as you're not taking anything out of it, why should the pot weigh any different other than the water it's retaining, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the numbers don't change too much. They're pretty, I mean, like, I give you these min and max, and don't do it. You can go a little over and under. Okay. There's play in it, but as long as you stay in the middle, you're perfect.
Right on. Right on.
Does it work with auto pots?
Well, I guess you kind of answered that question.
It will. I mean, my soil will work with everything. It'll work just like, it'll be the best solution if you use it for soil, like in any capacity. But what I want to tell everybody and coach everybody to do is to try my way, because I used to grow your way and now I grow this way. And the only way you can grow this way, I think, is with my soil. I don't think there's another soil that can do this. And this thing is, it's not like we don't need to get customers. There's like 8 billion people on earth. I don't know. There's a lot of people here, and we sell out literally every month. We sell out, but I just want you to join the team. I want you to know there's something better out there, and you can experience it if you want to. And we do, I do free 2-day shipping on Walmart everywhere in the country. All right. Everyone can get it by Monday if they ordered right now. What is it, Thursday? You would get it by Saturday. All right. If you ordered right now, I'm not saying you got to, but I'm saying it's always there and it's always available anytime you want it or need it. It's always there. And you will find that this recipe, you cannot make it home cheaper. It takes about $78 if you were to piece these things together between 5-pound and 50-pound sacks on Amazon or wherever the cheapest you can find it. It would take you $74 to make 1 cubic foot. And it would take you $282 in materials to produce that 1 cubic foot of amortized soil, right? And so I wouldn't be here making the soil if you could do it cheaper at home. And then add into that we do a curing process. So once it's finished cooking, we also cure it and we simulate the surface of the earth so that when it gets to you, it really feels like it came from the ground. So it will be, so Jeremy, it's gonna, so I missed a phone call. So I had a meeting with Walmart this morning. And we're gonna be stocked in stores pretty soon. And I did talk to them about Canada. So that I have another meeting scheduled on Friday for Canada. So that's on the absolutely, yeah. I want to get it to everybody. So we're gonna find out on Friday about that. But right now we're on Walmart. Walmart loves us, and they've been really great partners to us. So I mean, I like Walmart now. So.
yeah.
So
it definitely works. It showed up. I mean, the bags I've gotten, every single bag moist. I mean, you can perfect amount of moisture in each bag. And I don't know how long that soil had been in those bags. Who knows? I mean, what do you do it every month? So basically, the soil has only been in the bag what, a month or less?
Yeah, I don't think it lasts.
Most
soil just gets bought up right away. So
yeah. So I mean, as soon as I pulled it open, I was just like, wow. I mean, it sticks to your hand. You know what I mean? Exactly what you want. And the plants, I mean, they speak for themselves. So
yeah,
they speak for themselves.
And
even though I'm growing completely different than what you just described, but it's still it's still doing the job, like you said.
So I'm specifically speaking on cannabis, right?
Yeah.
If your garden is a whole different thing, right? So if our goal is just to get weed to smoke, the cheapest way possible and the best quality, this is it. If you want to enjoy your life and have an awesome experience and stuff, I'm not talking you out of it. I'm talking to the people that are living paycheck to paycheck and are actually looking for a real solution to help them. That's not BS. And that's where I was at. And I know there's a lot of people like that. And so I created the solution specifically for these people. And we make other soils and stuff, and we obviously do commercial blends. We clone everybody's soils. We can do anybody's soil. But your garden in particular is extremely special to me because it inspires so many people. Like, I might even build one in my garage probably next year, I was thinking, just like yours, with my son. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
Cool. And Dennis, we promised ourselves we're going to focus on just growing questions, but there is one thing I've got to ask you about. When we first met, you told us about your experience in Afghanistan, and I'd appreciate hearing more about that. It seems to me that was whether even if you realize it or not, it was an inspiration for you. And the thing that I'm really interested in too is how you learned how right away how here out in the desert you can grow shit. So anyway, yeah.
Afghanistan was a great place to be, and I met a lot of incredible people, and every single person was kind to me, and we were able to visit and basically experience everyday life in Afghanistan. And in the Helmand River Valley where I was at, there was cannabis cultivation right on the river, and their soil looked really like light brown. And traditionally, like as an American, I'm thinking like that must not be very fertile. But then as the season goes, they're getting 10, 15 feet tall, and they're harvesting hash, and they're giving us weed, and it seems fine. And the weather is like 120 degrees outside. I mean, it's hot. And then the winter's super cold. And these people have nothing, right? So the only thing they do is grow. They don't even have a government. The government in Afghanistan is strange because it's only for the northern part. After you get to a certain point, they just leave the tribes to do what they do. And so on the southern part of Afghanistan, it's just tribes. And so there's no taxes and there's no help. It's just them. And if they don't grow it, they don't live. And so what I was able to do is I was able to see people without any type of government or any type of anything be able to thrive, not only just survive, but thrive, and have people come from other countries and shop with them. And I was like, this plant is special. I was like, this is the weed was the only thing keeping it alive. And so I was like, this is an incredible power to have. And I was like, if they can do this here, anybody can do it anywhere. And so I get back, and my taste for the military and everything was really soured after that. And I really wanted the only thing I wanted to go do after that was grow weed. And within a few months, I was already working at a dispensary, and then that got me to the farm and everything else. But without that, being able to see the independence that a plant can bring somebody, I don't know if I would have been inspired to just go out there. I knew organic gardening from my childhood, and I grew up in Sicily. So the first 8 years of my life were spent in Mota Santa Anastasia, Sicilia. And that was my first language, my first school. My landlord owned a farm. My babysitter's husband owned a farm. And so it didn't matter. Each day I was going to a farm, and they did it the rustic, like the right way. And I didn't really experience commercial agriculture till I became a late teen in high school and learned about it in school. And to me, it is disturbing, to say the least. All right, and you can see the destruction it's doing, and not only to the land but to our culture and our people. And so that's the whole inspiration for what I'm doing and why I do it. I used to grow weed. I still consult for weed growing commercially and stuff, but my goal now is to make people understand that independence that you can have and how you can attain that independence with efficacy in your grow. And so the industry is always going to try to sell you more, and that's going to hurt you. And so here we are. That's basically it.
Right on. Right on. I did also want to know there was something else and it's gone. It'll come back. But that fern over your shoulder, you told us a little bit about it before, but it's quite unique. I wonder if I don't think you told everybody else about it.
I'm sorry.
The fern. Okay, that fern. It's got that fur at the bottom of it. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
The furry fern.
There it is.
Yeah, he pets his fern every day.
He go on walks.
Yeah, he go on fern walks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've got a bit of a collection actually of different exotic plants there. Any carnivorous ones? No.
Yeah, we got one. We got one right here. This is the one we got today, and
nice.
pretty cool. You can see the roots.
Oh yeah.
So here's the soil, and it's in our killer soil, which is a carnivorous soil mix. And most carnivorous plants, they come in peat, and that dries out really super fast. And the one thing you don't want is a dry carnivorous plant. Most of them are bog plants, so you really want them wet all the time. And so what this does is this soil actually turns gray. It turns gray when it's dry, so you don't even have to pick it up. It literally, when you see it gray, you just add a little water. Traditionally, you would water a carnivorous plant like every day, every couple of days. You got to water this maybe like every 7 to 10 days. So yeah, so we got that. And then we got so I wanted to make this announcement on the show. So this is a fresh transplant. This was transplanted yesterday, but I'm going to go ahead and flip it to flower probably today. And so I might do like a grow along video on YouTube or Instagram where I'm updating it every day and showing you what I do and getting to the end. And then we'll recycle the soil and see how it goes, because this is actually a little bit more soil than required. So this is the plant. It's about, I don't know, 6 weeks old.
What is that? A 20-gallon pot?
No.
2
No,
gallons?
this is 4.
What?
4?
Okay, it looks big. It looks way bigger than that.
Yeah. Also, one thing you should always do is don't trust the container size. You got to measure it out with a measuring cup or measurer. You got to have an actual measuring device to measure the soil so you can use that chart correctly, because every container is different. So can we so stock splitting, has anybody done stock splitting?
No, I think I might have dabbled in it, but yeah, if you don't mind telling us your take on it. That's where you actually split the stalk to give it stress before harvest.
Yeah,
a week or so.
So stock splitting is where you split the stalk to induce stress and obviously make more resin. but you don't have to do that. What you can do is you can just take a power drill and a drill bit and drill down the main artery of that plant, so it has a less likelihood of actually splitting underweight and falling, because you don't want your weed to touch the ground. And so if you do the drill, then it's really supported on both sides. It's not going to lean either way, and it's also going to induce that extra frost at the end. And I usually do my stock splitting, stock drilling. I usually do that about a week out. So the last 7 days or so, I'll split the stock, and then also the last 3 days I'll do 24 hours of light. And I'll make sure that they have lots of water the whole time.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Dennis. It's getting near the top of the hour. Dennis has agreed to stay for the whole show. Thank you very much. And he is also our seed sponsor. But if that wasn't enough, he's going to award the first 3 places in the race tonight for seed pack winners. So,
Nice.
so good luck there.
Nice. What you got there? What you giving away? Which one's those? Oh,
You got it.
I got those.
So that's what this is.
Oh, okay. And Josh is growing them as well. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Right on. I'd like to pass the reins over to you now, Josh, if you'd like to give us a tour of what's going on in your grow.
Yeah. Flip it around here real quick. Let me see.
Yeah, I tell you, if you miss a day or two of not seeing Josh's grow, oh my God,
things can change very fast.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. But yeah, this is day 29 from a transplant. This over here is the APSU soil. This is the blue jasmine. And I mean, they're beautiful plants. I've got some spinach that I just trimmed today. I made some BLTs the other day. Got what was I saying? Oh yeah, cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes. My cucumbers are flowering. Got flowers all over the cucumbers.
And you're hand pollinating, right?
Yes. Been hand pollinating. I got this fan going over here.
Yeah.
Blowing, but what I've been doing with this is I've been hand pollinating, but I've seen some tomatoes, but they don't, just like the outdoor plant. I mean, the outdoor one, I mean, it's 3 times this size, and it has like 1 tomato on it, and I don't understand why. It's just, I don't know. It's the genetics, I think. But this is the squash, looking great. Starting to see that here right there.
Yep.
Yeah, my first baby squash.
See that?
This is the 10-gallon bag. I just have, I probably only have, I don't know how much, maybe 2 gallons of soil. I know it's time to, Dennis would be upset with me if I don't water it.
Oh, you got to weigh it first, buddy.
I know it's got water in it.
Yeah. Lots of algae growing in the river there, in the stream.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I'm getting ready to walk. I just watered everything in here yesterday afternoon. Basically, when I walk in here, everything is just standing straight up.
So remind me, you said this is day 29 of veg. and but some you planted from clone and some were from seed. Actually, the big one right beside the tractor there, that was planted from seed, correct?
Well, they're all seed. They're all seed. These I just started off in a tray, in a transplant.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's why they took so long to get to where they are. This one I direct sowed. Yeah, I just dropped the seed, pushed it down in there, and this is the biggest one in the room. I mean, the branching on it, it's really hard to see, but I mean.
Yeah, but that internodal spacing is beautiful, man. Wow.
Oh yeah. Let me try and change this. Look at the branching in there.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful plant.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all beautiful, every single one of them. This one's got a little thinner leaf than, say, this one.
What is the parentage on this one, Dennis? The blue jasmine.
It's Cam Northern Lights and Skittles, with Cam Northern Lights and Skittles and haze.
It has a very unique smell in veg, like very. Like it's hard for me, and usually I'm pretty good at describing these things, but this one's pretty hard to describe.
Huh.
It's got a funk. It's got a funk. It's like a.
That's not descriptive enough. Come on, Josh, you can do better.
How about just it smells like shit?
Okay, now we're.
And that really depends. That really depends on what you ate. So.
Yep.
But yeah, the Monster Monstera here is.
God.
Hey, look at the new leaf back here.
You're gonna have to make some decisions pretty quick here, my friend.
Look how pretty that is.
Yeah.
It's so big. It's just like. It's ridiculous.
They just keep getting bigger, though. That's scary.
Yeah, that's what I probably. And there's a new one coming off of that one. Look, there's a new one coming right there.
Oh God. Yeah.
And that's just spawned. I just saw that coming.
Yeah.
And we got
Scooter.
Something's going on here, guys. I don't know what the problem is.
Oh, it's low water level.
Yeah, we got a big problem.
I just noticed. Holy shit! I just
noticed it too.
There's water running. Yeah, but there's water in the stream.
What did I look at this guy?
Oh yeah.
I'm sucking water out somewhere.
Well, it's got to be from the creek or from the pond. No.
It's wicking out somewhere.
Oh.
It's wicking like it's.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because it obviously, nothing's obvious, but I'm thinking it couldn't be a leak because you'd notice that. Can you look in your?
Oh, you know what? I know what it is. I know exactly why it is. I know why it's doing that. Because I turned the pump up.
Oh.
I turned the pump up yesterday afternoon. I turned the volume up on the pump.
So it's putting more water into the stream and it's not getting back to the pond.
Exactly. Just turn it down.
This is backstage. We don't all get to see this. This
right.
is we were going to save this for for the Patreon.
Yeah, this is backstage, all right.
Yeah. There's all our secrets.
Not sure why that dropped that far, but it definitely pulled a lot of water into the trap hole.
Yeah, because the pond is like half full.
I see the water in the trap hole here. I see it down here.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
it's way more than usual.
Yeah.
Way more than usual. So that means it was flowing too much, raising the creek level up, wicking it over too much,
Oh,
and
okay.
it goes down into. It doesn't affect the plants. I mean, like, not that I can tell anyway. Like, I was bending this over earlier. This one's getting tall. This is the Paradise Pine by Huckleberry Hill. That's got a pine. That one right. That's the only one. But that one there has got a distinct sweet pine going on.
And you've had them all sexed, and you got the boys are gone.
Yep. All the boys are gone. We got. Get this. I don't know if Dennis knows this or not, but we got. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of his 7, only 2 were male. So we got 5 out of 7, which is pretty good. And I had to get rid of another one. I got rid of the one over there in the middle just because. But yeah, everything looks good other than where we're wicking up too much water right there. But and another reason is that this grass here is really starting to build up and grow into the creek. So what that does is wick a lot of water up the hill here. So what I have to do is just come around and like pull some of this out. Like I've been meaning to do. You can see it roots in the creek, and that's a good thing.
Oh.
That's a good thing, but it'll also slow the water flow up, raising the water table in the creek, and that allows more water to be wicked when it doesn't need to be. And it's amazing how much water is wicked. But this, when this grows like this, it tells me that the water is great. Like everything is dialed in. The plants are dialed in. Everything is healthy. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I was going to mention Go ahead, buddy.
The only thing is, I'm turning into worm castings. So I'm really going through here, and like I've got this jar here, and this is full of worms and isopods. So I've just been going through and picking worms and putting them in this jar and putting the top on them, and then just going around and look at them. It just turns into worm castings, and the isopods, they stay hanging out. But that's like Dennis said, when you get a big lump of soil, like a big bed, and that's basically what this is. And I'm watering from the top, but I'm also watering from the bottom. I'm doing both. So the trick here is, like he said, after 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, you're gonna have to do a change up. There's nowhere for it to go. You know what I mean? You have to amend soil because, it just gets broken down and it gets depleted, and there's only so much chop and drop I can do, to a certain extent. Now I can keep feeding it. Look at this guy right here. Put me back on. Oh, he's.
Yeah. Where you at? Hang on.
He's gone now.
He's right there. There's a bunch of babies right up in here. And they don't give a shit about me anymore. Like, they really don't care.
Yeah, you were saying, like, the first ones that you met, of course, you were both startled, but now the new ones, you're no threat.
So what Leighton told me to do was was get some sand, you know, get some high core sand. What he had, APSU Dennis here, he has this bog stuff, the bog plant. So I put a little bit of this over here, and you can see the difference. You can see the white and how. And then I've been taking my prog here, and I just drive it, and then I just turn it and that drops that soil down in there, kind of mixing it without me having to like till it. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to, you know, dig it up, but this is how I've been getting my worms too. So I've just been coming through here and just kind of moving, and you can see that the worms just come piling up.
Yeah.
They're just, you know, over time, I mean, what do we expect them to do? You know, they're going to get to the point where they don't really have any predators other than the skinks, and the skinks can't really, you know, dig that far down. I mean, they got plenty of isopods in here to eat. Just things I found out that I have to do now. These are the stewardship things that I have to do. You know, I have to clean the creek. I have to, you know, break soil up when it gets, you know, oversaturated. Like right now, I'm wicking way too much water. So, you know, these are the things I have to eyeball. And, you know, these are the things, if anybody, like if Dennis and his son want to build one of these, this is the types of things that, you know, you're going to have to know the deal. Things are going to, especially when it's dialed in and you got an environment that's dialed in, things grow like crazy. I mean, crazy. It's so productive. Like you have to be in here every day. If you miss a day, it's like holy shit. You don't even recognize it. You don't even recognize it the next day. It's like grass has gone crazy. You know, something's fucked up because a skink has shit on something, or he pulled something over, or you know, things like this. You know, things happen that you don't expect. You know, I didn't expect to come in here and see my water that low. My water wasn't that low. You know, and that's weird to me. Well, it really is. It's being wicked tremendously. Like this grass here goes across and is growing across. It's coming up and growing all up through the grass. So I just have to come in here. I'm gonna have to pull this out. Yeah, this is slowing my flow.
Yeah.
Slowing my roll. Look at the root there. Man, that's
crazy.
And that raises the water table up. But none of this is even connected and it's soaking wet.
Yeah, it makes you respect the balance of nature. Like one thing is I guess you could say dependent on the other. Like
everything has as like Einstein said, every action has a reaction, and it's just everything you touch in here, man. It's like if you do this, that affects that over there. You know what I mean? It's just like
yeah.
Like if I don't like these empress trees, they grow so fast. Like they just what the hell? Pooter's over here flopping around.
What?
Pooter just splashed me.
How did he get up? Did she get up there?
No, he just.
Oh. What?
So yeah, my water is extremely low, and that's concerning to me. Like I said, so it seems to be flowing just fine.
But you think you know the reason?
Oh, there's only one reason.
Yeah.
There's only one reason.
Yeah.
The one reason is just wicking. It's just
it
gets clogged up somewhere in here. It'll get clogged up, and that raises up the water table, bringing it over the ridge, and it just ends up down here in the E horizon, and that's
like fucking beaver.
It's just
that's
how it's supposed to work. Yeah, you know, and if it doesn't, if it doesn't do that, if the water doesn't have a place to go, then it
goes
swamps
somewhere.
out everything, and you know, yeah, it's got to go somewhere, and we get problems in the soil. Right now, we don't have that problem because that water is being wicked and going down and filling up my reservoir. And I know this because there's no water in my pond, and there's
Yeah.
more water in my hole than there was this morning. But I
Yeah.
was in here today earlier messing with everything. And I was messing around over here, and I was over here. I'm thinking like this, something's going on over here. Uh-huh. All this shit gets clogged up in there.
Yummy.
Yep, and it raises the water table, and next thing you know, we got problems.
Aha.
Yeah. They're like living beavers. They're just everything you got in there living is just. It's gonna
Oh
clog
yeah,
it
they
up
fuck shit
eventually.
up.
Oh,
They
yeah.
fuck shit up. Yeah. If you're not, and especially if you don't have a filter, we don't have a filtration. So the creek is the filtration. I have to steward this to the point where, you know, I'm just learning too. So I know, like, I would be freaking out right now. Normally, like a year ago, I would have been like, "Oh fuck, where the fuck? I got a leak." I'm like, "No, there's no leak. It's simply there's just way too much wicking going on.
There's a reason
There's a
why it's doing
clog
it.
somewhere. There's the creek is not flowing properly. Like there's something in the clogging. There's something like too much algae is built up. Uh, too much grass in the center of the creek here. Like we just have to pull some of this out, keep the flow going.
I don't want to interrupt what you're doing there, Josh. So when you have time, I'd like to go back to that table where Dennis has got some more products there, and maybe we can talk about
Yeah.
his products and what they do and so on. And I'm pretty sure that Dennis's Instagram information for sure is in the show description. And he's also got a website, apsusoil.com.
So he might want to talk if he's still on here. He might want to.
Yeah,
you might
if you
want to talk
want to
about these.
go ahead, Dennis, and tell us about what we got going on here.
This is the bog plant.
Muted, Dennis.
You're muted.
I'll briefly go over it, but I know everybody's watching because they want to grow weed. So we make 8 different soil blends on different spectrums from desert to bog. Between those 8 blends, you can plant any plant, water only, no fertilizer, multi-year. The desert, all the ones that end in biome are bioactive soils for pets. And we make 2 fertilizers and a soil reset. And we make fertilizer for carnivorous plants. But no, I want to talk about other stuff.
Where did
y'all don't care? Y'all don't care about any of this.
Well, the
You
one
want to hear about weed.
well, the one thing, everything seems to be related, but
Yeah, it's all related.
if you could help me understand what cation exchange actually is or what it means.
I have 2 pictures. They're both so they're 2 plants next to each other. One's lime green, one's green, and the other one's on the back of a tailgate. So here we go. So this is. Can we do the other one first? All right. So these plants. The only difference between these plants is the composition of the soil. They have the same amendments. All right. They were planted at the same time and grown for about 6 weeks. The plant on the right has 70 some peppers. This is a Carolina Reaper, by the way. And the plant on the left had 6 to 7 peppers. Now, the only difference, same fertilizer, same amount of money invested, okay? 2 different results. And why? Because the one on the right has a better cation exchange capacity. Why does the one on the left not have it? Because it has perlite and it has other stuff. It's another leading brand, by the way, one that a lot of people in this chat would love. But it doesn't have the composition to retain the nutrients. And so that is what happens when you have that. You may think, oh, I got some peppers and I did great. You may think you grew some wheat and you did great, but it's like the analogy of driving to the store with your parking brake on. How do you really know how good you could have done? And then how can you base your judgment on what's good and bad if you haven't even tried certain things? You would have no basis for it. So if you put up the other one, the other picture, can we do 2 at a time?
No.
Okay, so this picture is exactly the same thing, except for one, they're in the same soil, the other brand soil. And one has 2 tablespoons of fertilizer and the other one has no fertilizer. And so when you fertilize, this is the difference you can see when you use other soils with the wrong. All you're going to do is add more of this. You're not going to actually add more fruit because your composition isn't there. Like your medium is not right. It's not the right. You have a generic fit all soil that's designed to give to you versus give you nutrients. And so these, between these 3 combos, you got the 2 of the same with one fertilizer, one without, and then you got the 2 different soils, both with the same fertilizer. And then you can look at both pictures and compare the one that has the fertilizer that's in the wrong soil versus the one that doesn't have the fertilizer that's in the right soil. And you can see they look very similar. So that's basically my take there is you, as long as you have the right composition, everything else falls into place. So it doesn't matter how much money you throw at it. It's never going to be efficient. For example, if you have 20% cocoa in your mix, guess what? You only have 80% capacity to hold nutrients. You add 10% perlite to that, guess what? You can only reach 70% of your potential. So before you even start, your mix is wrong. What can you do? So you're just gonna be tracing struggles. And so can we put up the one, it ends in 2026-0703.
You start smiling, I'm like, oh, okay, he about to like, yeah. I agree, right? But
We'll just let it play.
can't do it, man. That's what we here for. So this is already.
Okay, so this is a clip. I couldn't see the videos when I was uploading them, but this is the clip from a commercial facility that's pheno hunting. This room is a hunt. And so what's best for hunting is a system that allows the plant to feed at need and isn't controlled by a diet or inputs or teas or anything else. You want to see how it performs in a natural setting with just water. And that way you can make the most amount of weed for money spent commercially. And so this room is just proof that this is literally the best way to hunt and find those phenos you need to actually become profitable. Can we do the one that the next video, the other video, that video? So this is my home grow, right? This is a 4x8 bed. I'm not saying not to use beds. Beds make sense when you're there for 6 to 7, 8 years. Most people move in 5 to 10 years, right? You would have to dig this up and take it with you. And this bed cost about $3,000 to make. $3,000. And that's just your pot and nutrients. You know what I'm saying? $3,000 to make this bed to be self-fertilizing for that many years. That's a lot of money. And so that's why I said at the beginning of the show is, do we need 2 yards of soil to grow 4 to maybe 9 plants every 4 months? No, we don't. In fact, like we just saw in Josh's garden, as things progress, you're going to always be adding stuff, and stuff's going to be taking stuff, and you're not going to be able to really, you get close, but can you get to perfect? No, not every time. You're going to have better grows than other days. And so that's just the nature of the beast. And when you're talking about consistency and actually putting your money where your mouth is, this system is way better. Can we play the video 314-50113? Now, we can have whatever opinion you want of me, but at the
As soon as he starts smiling, I'm like, oh, okay. He about to be like, yeah.
Is that it?
the one of my
got,
hand.
I only got 2 videos.
Oh, there should be one of my hand.
Oh, wait, here you go.
That one. It's not a video, it's a picture. All right, so here is just some water only weed. There was no inputs, no teas, and this is probably 3rd, 4th year on the bed that it came out of. And this is, you can do this at home. There's nothing special. I had 1100 ppfd. I didn't use CO2. This is just naturally grown. And as you can see, each one of these nugs is 7 grams or more. All right, they're between 5.5 to 8-9 grams each. And the thing is I challenge you, your favorite grower, your favorite person growing, can they even do that? And then take it back to soil companies. What soil company, what person giving you advice online can grow like that? That actually started growing and then started making soil. Wasn't just in a rich family and decided that I had a farm and I could just mix soil together and sell it to you for a profit, which is 99% of these companies. I'm not that guy. I'm telling you, I grow better, and I'm showing you how. And you can choose to believe it or not. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to help you. So you can have your doubts or not have your doubts. I'm always going to be here, and it's on Walmart, 2-day shipping anytime you're ready. So, and you can sprout your seeds in it. No excuses. You can put your clones in it. You can reuse it. Everything you're supposed to be able to do with soil, you can do with it. So, there's that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just realized that is really cool, being able to not only put your clone right in the soil, not use that root thing, but then to transplant it as well. That's very cool. Yeah, I had a question, but I think the answer was in your notes there. The question was regarding going from a solo cup to your finished pot. But I believe in your notes you said that if it depends on how big the.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So enter the word you see on the screen to be entered in the drawing later on tonight. And
Dennis is going to send out prizes to the first 3 winners. So boy, some really good odds tonight. Really good odds.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, no, in your notes, I think you mentioned a solo cup, and I think I was going to ask does it go from a solo cup to the finished pot? And I believe that your answer is yes.
No, it goes from this solo cup. This solo cup is only for a few weeks. The moment that you see roots come out the bottom, we're going to put it, it's going to dry out really quick. So we're going to try to get it in the 1 gallon as soon as practical. As soon as those roots hold the soil together, we want to throw it in the 1 gallon. And then we want to start following the chart. With the solo cup, we can have some dry backs. That's why it's not covered in the chart, right? But we can't have dry backs till we at least have 50% root. Like, we got to have root at least down halfway down. And then then you can start drying back certain parts. Then we go to the 1 gallon. And then this is a 1.5 gallon. So it looks really big, but I personally go to 1.5 gallon. I go to solo cup 1.5, and then I go to 3 gallon. 2 weeks after I go to the 3 gallon, I flip. So and then that starts the whole process. So you should be able to do a perpetual grow. You should have at least 3 harvests a year perpetually that way.
For the benefit of the don't know, perpetual grow, what is that?
That's a continuous, so you never turn the lights off, you never turn the AC off, it never stops. You harvest it, take it to a different room, and you put new plants in right away.
Right on, right on. Thank you so much, Dennis and Anna, for your generosity in the seed giveaway. And did I see our special guest? We got lots of special guests tonight.
You did. So let me draw these names real quick, and then we'll introduce Dirk and move on to that part of the show.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds
35
good.
in. I'm going to take 12 tonight because it's
all right.
It's a good night.
Yeah.
So good luck, everybody. You still have time as long as you, this is still drying. You can still put your name in, or still put the word. What was the word? Grow. Put the word grow in.
Does it have to be? Does it have to be like? Can it be capital letters, or does it matter? Congrats, Jay.
I don't believe it matters.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I don't think it does. And we did resolve that if you're over on Josh's channel, if you put the word in, you're still in the game.
Congrats.
I do believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you're it comes up on the StreamYard, you're in. So.
Okay, I just lost. Hello. I just lost
Way
you.
to go.
Stang man, good to see you, my friend. Oh God, I gotta retrain myself here.
Congrats.
Yes, we go. We're going to take 12 names to put them into a race. We're going to take
Jesus,
3.
Yeah.
Found the problem.
Okay.
Well, yeah. And it's, I get so high that I can't remember how to fix these things.
Arms, good to see you.
Okay, I gotta take my headphones off, and then I'm gonna have to probably leave and come back. And it just never ends.
Yeah. Okay, this is gonna be a good race. Let's go spades table.
Spades table.
A DC legend.
Oh yeah, nice.
Brian.
That's a TV show from Washington D.C. They play spades and they interview local, like really influential people. It's pretty cool.
Oh, awesome.
Hang in there, dear. On my way. Grateful. All right, last one. Grateful's got a duck in tonight's race for the Lost Coast Plant Therapy. Widespread
trellis.
Way to go. Wow, there's a lot of writing.
Congrats,
okay.
Widespread. Can you hear me, everybody? Can you hear me?
We can, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's introduce Dirk, shall we?
All right.
Dirky.
Where's his shit? I ain't played his music in a minute. There he is.
Dirk, good to see you, sir. Good to see you.
Everybody. How you doing?
What up, Dirk?
Good to see everybody.
We were supposed to get together last. Oh, Dirk, meet Dennis.
Hey,
Dennis.
Dirk.
You know, everybody else.
Meet you, bro.
We were supposed to get together last week, and Dave was, we're getting ready to do the show, and Dave said, "So, did you invite Dirk?" And I looked at him, totally forgot. But I gotta say, thank you so much for this beautiful poster here. When you sent it to me, I gave you my Vanna White, and you made fun of me. There it is. There it is.
I tried sending you something smaller. That's a little large. They didn't really a little bit smaller for you.
Anyway, so we moved our duck race to normally it's the first Wednesday of the month, but we moved it to the second Wednesday. We'll go back to the first Wednesday next month. But
Sweet.
something I was a little curious about, Dirk. I know you were a cannabis grower for many years in the Northern California area. Where you live now, is that far from where you used to grow?
No, I used to go right here at my ranch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's mainly been Humboldt, but I grew in Colorado for a while, Southern California, San Francisco. But this is where I live in Humboldt, where I used to go. My greenhouses now are filled with firewood, fruit trees, things like that. Since I don't grow anymore, I just don't even have time to grow my legal plants. So, but I get plenty of flower thrown at me by friends. I do a lot of trading, but yeah, it's I miss growing. It's something I did since 1968, and I stopped in 2017 when we got this business going. But I went through about 6 months of withdrawals. It was very strange not being with my plants every single day. So, but I get to see it. It went to other people's farms and grows. So, luckily I'm still around it quite a bit. Not just Canada now. I'm getting lots of traction with food farms, and it's a lot of fun going there. Turns out that a lot of these farmers have small grows themselves of their own cannabis, which is kind of cool. But it's here in Humboldt County. We were devastated by the knowledge of cannabis, which we knew was going to happen because now everywhere can grow. So it was Humboldt, Trinity, and Mayo used to be the triangle, and now it's like everywhere. You could get anything as good quality grown up here in any state that I've been into, inside, outside. So it's really incredible how much it's helped and also hurt legacy growers. But that happens in any industry when a change like that happens.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, new news. We're getting into I think our fourth European country, and I just talked with somebody in Honduras. So I think we're going to start doing Central America, Mexico, and South America. Lots of coffee and cannabis, especially a lot of hemp. But yeah, that's the new news with that. So we just keep expanding, which blows my mind. Probably going to work until I'm 90.
Good for you. Good for you.
Might as well.
Now, I don't want to tell stories out of school, but last month, I totally forgot about the duck race. The month before, I just remembered now. I sent you an invitation to the show, and you said, "Yep, I'll see you there." And that night, you went out to the barn to feed the horses, and you were standing there going, "God damn it, I'm supposed to be somewhere or do something." Totally forgot us. Okay, so we're even.
Rick, I hate your memory.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, that's now I have sticky notes. I mean, not just in my computer. I mean, all my electronics. They let me know when the first Wednesday is because I have so much going on all the time. So when we went from the second or third Wednesday to the first Wednesday, that threw me off for a little bit. So I had to redo my whole year's worth of, from the mid Wednesday of the month to the first. I got it now. I've got it now. No matter where I'm going to be, I'll be able to get on no matter where I am. So I look forward to it.
I take my dog to the groomer every 6 weeks, and I keep forgetting the 6 weeks go by, and I forgot. And so I asked the groomer if she would text me the day before to remind me the next day, and she said but the trouble is she forgets as well, so she keeps texting me the same day. I go, oh man, we gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
The old memory thing, I tell you. So we got a big race tonight. I think Dave, you said what? We got 17 in the race tonight. Holy crow!
Oh,
yeah. 17
Wow.
of them.
And the winner wins a 32-ounce bottle of Lost Coast Plant Therapy and some fabulous merch, and worth well over $100. So good luck, everybody.
If you want to be in next month's race, all you got to do is go to the GoFundMe, donate $5. Every $5 you donate gets you a duck, or you can write a letter. Rick, if you want to elaborate.
Yeah, you can write a letter to one of your lawmakers asking them their feelings about cannabis and legalization, or write a letter to a prisoner who's incarcerated for a non-violent cannabis crime, and tell them you're out here fighting for them as well. If you want to donate to the Last Prisoner Project, there's a link in our YouTube channel. So yeah,
Letter writing links there as well. So yeah. So what do you think? Should we give something away?
Here.
Pull the lever.
Let's have some.
Let's go.
And what's that duck with it?
Hey, I'm winning.
Oh, that's me. Holy shit.
Swim, motherfucker, swim.
My head is bigger than usual.
You know, I think it's going to be grateful.
Oh, look at Dennis. Holy shit. Now, Dennis, you don't know the rules. You started off way too early.
I know.
Yeah. Can't be in the lead.
You see?
I would go with like Dizzy or Woody right now. Maybe Hoss.
I don't know. Ozzy's got the ads are stacked against him.
Or is that Ozzy? It looks like D to me. Sorry, Ozzy. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Come on, Rick. Come on. Jesus, you know better than to take the lead this early.
Should we hear a little noise? We like hearing the ducks.
Yeah, so the winners.
No, they're not going to say
yeah, the winner, please contact me through the YouTube email through the what is it? Let's Be Bud Show Live at gmail.com.
And you called it. Look at it. It's Ozzy in the lead.
Yeah,
oh, here I go.
Jeremy.
Well done, Jeremy. Jeremy, don't believe I have your contact information. I'm going to double check, but please send me your contact information and your shirt size. And let me just quickly see what we got here.
Dank, that was that's our monthly race. We still got one more race to go, buddy. So hang in there. You're going to be in that one, trust me. Yeah, so if you want to be in this race next month, we're going to do it at the beginning of the month, first Wednesday of next month. All you got to do is donate $5 to the GoFundMe, and all that money.
Okay.
When did I sent that in July, so we got 6 months. We're going to send it back to the Last Prisoner Project. There's $285 in there now, so yeah.
Nice,
there
nice.
again.
Okay, and of course I've lost everybody. There, you're back. You're back. Okay, Jeremy, I do not have your contact information, so please send that to us.
With your shirt size, please, sir.
And with your shirt
and sweatshirt, shirt and sweatshirt size. Sometimes they're different.
Okay.
Sometimes people like larger sweatshirts, so make sure you get both those.
Yeah. And speaking of the merch, you don't spare any coins. There's you got name brand jackets and what are they? Helly Hansen.
Oh.
He's even got little rubber duckies.
You win a duck. $5 get you a duck, man.
So, Dave, how many people can be in a race at once?
We could do up to 1,000, buddy.
Carhartt.
But how do you see them on the screen?
I gotta put. Well, that's tough. I mean, they'll be there, but it's. I think. What was the most we had in that one race? Wasn't it 100 and? Oh hell!
And you had 100 little duckies floating in the water.
Yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Well, now at least I know where to go to buy some ducks now. For some reason, this whole fucking time, it's like I've never been able to buy a duck anytime I've gone online. So go to your YouTube, GoFundMe, and that's where I go to, right?
Yeah. For sure.
So let me see. Let me put this one up just so Jeremy's got it. Jeremy, this is where you go. Here, I'll put it in chat. Give Rick your information.
Thank you. And we'll get it over to Dirk.
Yeah. Right on.
Okay, so we're heading up to the top of the hour. We've got the other big race going on. Dennis, I want to give you a chance to add anything that you might have wanted to talk about.
Sure, Rick. I can't think of anything right now, but you can always reach out to me 24/7. I don't care if it's your first day growing or you've been growing for 15 years and that's your job and you're having an emergency at work. I'll help you with anything.
I did see a question. Somebody said, do you have a mix for like bonsai trees?
So on the site is going to be, well, bonsais are going to be like the mix that bonsais are just the same tree, just small. So we have you can use like the desert mix and stuff for bonsais because it's pretty nutrient poor. But specifically you can type in your tree into the search feature of the website. And it's going to tell you exactly what soil to use. So, and if it's not on that list, there's a PDF file underneath that tab that says download or whatever. And that has like 900 different species. And then if it's not on there, just DM me and I'll add it to the list. And so, yeah, we definitely have soil for literally any application except for soilless plants.
Yeah, I use the cactus succulent soil for my bonsai, and now I find that I use it for everything. I don't even buy soil anymore when I mix it with my compost. I just it's more expensive, but it seems to me the cactus and succulent soil is the best out there for anything I grow, no matter food or anything. A little more expensive. Dennis, what do you do? What's your biz?
So I own APSU Soil. We're the second largest living soil brand in the country.
Sweet.
Yeah, we work with Bo talks about you, I think. Bo at Washington Hydro.
Yeah, we're gonna do another study at Cornell with live soil with our product because I already know it works well with that. What?
Yeah. Well, why not try mine? Maybe look into mine.
What do you mean yours?
Like look into my soil. Yeah.
Yes, I'd rather do that. Way more. But we could use your soil maybe for the testing at Cornell University.
Yeah. Any scientific anything, I'm on board.
Oh, Dennis, without question, I would love to do that. Instead of having them in charge, because let's do. Please, we'll exchange emails or something. But I want to keep in touch with you for sure.
Cool. Can I say one thing though? But so on this list here at the beginning of the show, we talked about basically the spectrum of soil from desert to jungle and then even to bogs, and how basically all soils are gonna go drift from a desert to grassland to plains to forest to jungles and to bogs, and that deserts and jungles have very similar nutrition as far as like delivery. And that makes total sense that you're using the desert mix for a lot of stuff because it's really mineral rich, and most plants don't need a lot more than just minerals. So it makes total sense.
Yeah, if anything, I did this with my cannabis. I would do 50, 60, 70% sometimes less feeding and fertilizer on any strain that I developed or any strain that I grew. And again, with all my houseplants, we have so many houseplants, so many trees. My wife, my master partner, we love that. And we love the soil, and we mix it with everything else. Now that's our basic soil. And then whatever we're growing, add whatever we need to with that. But I love to start with that desert soil.
Do you know the scientific reason why is because you're increasing your cation exchange, because you're adding clays and stuff that retains moisture. And the more moisture you can lock down with porosity, the more effective you can be with the fertilizers that are actually present.
Very cool. So that's why we don't need to use very much fertilizer, is what you're saying.
Exactly, because you're actually probably above 4.5 on your exchange capacity. And so that's at bog level. You've probably created a bog that's not stagnant. You know what I'm saying? You created a bog environment out of sand.
Oh man, I gotta keep in touch with you. I already could tell this is my new passion. What you're saying right there. That's great, man. APSU soils. I got to remember this. Wow, cool. We'll keep in touch. Would love to do that thing with Cornell, and I think Indiana State University. But yeah, let's do that. I'd love to use your soil. I'm going to tell them, not to use any other substrate. We'll bring in what we want to use, and make sure they know who you are. That
for sure. And we already passed heavy metals and pathogens already. So we're
good. That's what we're big at. That's with all my raw products. They have to pass heavy metals and any type of pathogen whatsoever. And it's amazing how many organics out there failed, especially at heavy metals. I was shocked when I was getting my. Yeah, Dennis, I was shocked. It took like 40 companies, 38 companies, just for me to get 4 essential raw products for my, Lost Coast Plant Therapy, because they wouldn't pass. And then we pass a part per billion. That's the thing. Yeah. We have to pass at PBPs, not PPMs, but we, bring it up to the PB, which is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll catch up.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited, bro. Excited. Oh yeah, these other guys. Hi guys. Sorry, no, I'm kidding.
It's all good, man. So let's do this, and then my day will be.
You also Dennis was looking for some opportunities in Canada, and I know Dirk, you're dealing with. Help me in Canada. Who do you?
Qualities we're with. Yeah, Dennis, it took 6 years to get into Canada. Everywhere else it's taken less time, but 6 years, and we worked around that. So would love to give you the advice that you need at all for that, whether it's regulatory, whatever. Okay.
For sure. Thanks.
Without question.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, I gotta put this.
What the hell are you? What are these guys? Little freaks.
What the hell?
These are worker bees, I guess you're calling it. They call this race is called the job race. So.
Run, you little freak.
Kind of slow though.
It's like Towley down at the bottom there.
You got a photographer. You got a plumber. Looks like an electrician. If I spelled your name wrong,
hat on backwards.
Sorry about your bad. We know who you are.
Uh-oh.
Well, we gotta get the top 3 here, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
Top 3.
Let's go Spades Table.
Which one? Oh yeah, I see Spades.
Actually, I really want Tom Lindsay to win because he's literally posts on every single thing.
Spades Table, put your Instagram in chat, please.
It's the same name, at Spades Table, at the Spades Table.
Okay.
Let's go.
Oh, he's dropping back. Okay. No good.
Oh, look at who's this way in the back. Way in the back.
Uh-oh. Rookie.
He's a rookie.
Oh my
Come on,
God.
Oh,
Oh, where are you coming from?
Oh.
Okay, who's second? Who's third?
oh
Is
man.
John
I
second
see us
and
first and
Widespread
second.
third?
I would say
Well-
that plunger puts you in third.
I would say so. Yeah. That if he didn't have
Yeah.
that plunger, it would be the hat. But I'm saying widespread
Oh,
trellis. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
So John Lindsay.
John and Widespread. Widespread, I'm pretty sure I have. Yes, no, I know I have your contact information.
Widespread.
But we've
New
got
names
to.
out there. Hell yeah, that was a good
I
time.
need. Okay, John and Houghton, I need both of your contact informations, please, with your shirt size. And
I'll put the
Sweatshirt.
link down again.
Let's Be Bud Show live at gmail.com.
Yeah.
At gmail.com. So, yeah, as we wind down, gentlemen, what a wonderful evening. And Miranda, we're thinking of you. Hope you figured out that internet thing. Josh, as always, appreciate the updates on your grow. It's always fun to watch. Dirk, you've been our sponsor for quite some time now, and very, very grateful for that.
I'll be there until I'm dead.
Yeah, appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate you. And also Dennis, thank you so much. It was an insightful way of looking at something that we do all the time, and it's nice to take a different look at things for sure.
Oh, I wish I could have been on and listening. Damn it! Yeah, anybody you want any product, don't contact me. I'll definitely send whatever you need out. Again, little bud, don't you dare run out. And again, Dennis, if you want some of my product to use or experiment with or anything, just let me know. But let's keep in contact for sure, okay?
For sure, I'll reach out.
Please do.
Okay, guys. Well, on that note, chat, we love you, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Who's our guest next week?
What is his name? Who's your
What is
daddy?
his name?
Rose?
Who's your? Oh, baby daddy, baby dad.
Yeah.
Rose.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. So,
And we're
He's your
still
baby's
promoting.
daddy.
We're gonna go out tonight promoting Rick's new endeavor.
oh yeah.
Great
What's that?
Canadian Bud Exchange.
Okay, well, what it is, we're calling it the Great Canadian Buds Exchange. So unfortunately, it's only available to folks in Canada because here we can legally mail cannabis within the country. So we want to connect everybody, all the Canadians that watch the show, and figure out some kind of a little exchange that we're gonna work on. So that's on.
Let me help you facilitate that with some money. So yeah, okay, because let me know. Catch me afterwards if you need anything, please. Because money's the easiest thing, So
I appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate you. But Dave put together something in his AI machine there that kind of talks about it all. So I think that's what you were talking about showing us. Hey, Dave?
That's going to be our exit video tonight. Yep.
Yeah. Stick around after that, Dirk and Dennis, and we'll say goodnight.
Right
Sounds
on.
good. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and your questions. And thank you for having me, guys. And I'm always up to come back. So I'll see you guys later.
Right on.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Night, everybody.
good night.
Hey there, friends of the great wide north, let me tell you why. We're bringing joy, laughter, and a little bit of high. Swap yours for mine or his for hers, let it slide. This is the moment, let's enjoy the ride. Feel the buzz in the air, can you feel the fun? Nothing beats the laughter when we're all just one. A night of sharing,